This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
I'm not going to use the phone today. I think it's just kind of more becoming a prop to indicate what I'm going to talk about. And this isn't necessarily a prophecy, a self-proclaimed prophet made. It's still one of these self-proclaimed pro-Trump prophets, Hank Kunneman. I've talked about him countless times. What would it be like, do you think, to go to a church where the pastor, the person behind the pulpit, rambles about Donald Trump constantly? Wouldn't it seem that you are supplanting your faith, your holy scriptures, your deeply held religious convictions with a cult leader? Wouldn't that be the natural inclination of water rolling downhill? That's just the path of least resistance logically. That why is this guy talking about Donald Trump so much? I thought I was in church. I thought I was came here to be taught how to love my neighbor as myself, and to be meek and mild and decent and loving and caring, charitable. No, I just don't get that. Instead, they go and Hank Kunneman goes on nearly 2-minute rants about our black-skinned president, putting a lot of stink on black-skinned president while he tells the audience that he prophesied, God spoke to him in advance of Obama being elected, speaking about his dark policies. It's just white Christian nationalism is a cancer on the body politic of America. It is disgusting and dangerous, not because Hank Kunneman is right, not because Hank Kunneman is popular, but because Hank Kunneman does have an audience. Hank Kunneman is a guy who has a congregation of the faithful who show up Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, probably Wednesday after Wednesday after Wednesday, midweek service, morning service, evening service. People show up to hear what he has to say because they believe he does have the backbone to Jesus. They believe he is a prophet of God, while he rails and wails about the black-skinned president. It's all insane. Watch this moment.
And everybody hailed when Obama came. Oh, he's the black-skinned president. I stood in Chicago, Illinois with 5,000 predominantly black leaders. And God prophesied, do you want, listen to me, Chicago. This was before Obama was identified. Listen to me, Chicago. You say you want a black-skinned president. Is this really what you want, says the Spirit of God? And God began to talk about one that would arise with black skin but would have dark policies. And then God said, do you really want Ishmael? Called him Ishmael. Now, while we celebrated, because, listen, we should celebrate when you see what has happened to people that are black skin in our country. They have been treated unjustly and unfairly. So it was something that really we could celebrate. But here's the thing. Because we get so looking at the race card, or we look at the color of skin, we ignore what's happening in the spirit. So Obama might have been a black-skinned president, but he sure had a dark-hearted policy. What we are facing today with men going into women's bathrooms is because of his dark policy. What we're dealing with that stood against one man, one woman in marriage is because a dark-skinned man with a dark-hearted policy that challenged what God said. It's not in my opinion. And we celebrate him like he was some hero. And he's still controlling strings. I'm telling you the truth, whether you like it or not, I could give a royal rat's rump what you write, what you think, what you say.
You know, it's a true testament to someone who's telling you the truth that has to remind you that they're telling you the truth. I'm not lying here. I'm telling you the truth. I don't care if you give a royal rat's rump. Moron. Racist. Liar, grifter, charlatan. Did I say racist? How many times does he need to really emphasize black-skinned president as though it's a pejorative? We know about Obama. He was president for 8 years. He's been on the scene for many more than that. We know. You don't need to remind the audience ad nauseum that he's a black-skinned president. Other than racism, why? Why that repetition? Furthermore, it wasn't Obama policy. In fact, Obama was wrong on marriage equality for years and years and years and years and years. Shamefully so, regretfully so. He was vocally opposed to it. Him, Hillary Clinton, the same. Joe Biden, the same. They were pressured by politics into a bigoted stance. It wasn't Obama policy that passed marriage equality in the United States of America. It was a Supreme Court ruling, Hank Kunneman, dumb fuck. The Obergefell ruling, you may remember. Men going into women's bathrooms. Oh, the black-skinned president. Fear. Panic. Under the guise of their loving God. Is this really what you want, this black-skinned president? Said the Spirit of the Lord, he said. Because, you know, God, the creator of the universe, the creator of everything seen and unseen, the creator of black people and white people, looks at black people and needs to remind you of their skin color and differentiate their lesser because of the levels of melanin in their skin. What? This is just playing to a political narrative that his sermons are filled to the brim, chock full of racism and conspiracy and lies. Doesn't miss a beat. Certainly is not missing a collection plate being passed as he enriches himself. He's got to buy more of those like 6-button collared shirts that he wraps around onto his thing. Why are these people such freaks? I mean, he has a normal hairstyle, but it's often, they're off the charts with their weirdness. They're just leaning into it. They gotta be noticed, whether it be through racism or some other metric. Anyway, I would love to know what you think. The reason I talk about these idiots so much, these sinister grifter, charlatan liars, is because of the fact that I came out of this faith tradition. I was raised, my mind was molded by these types. My parents are still in the throes of listening to these assholes. It's personal. Anyway, what do you think? I'd love to know. 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. More importantly, though, leave a comment below. That'll help trigger YouTube to recommend this video or my content on this channel to other viewers, possible subscribers, growing this operation, and you can take part in that. You can also click the join button below, become a channel member, helping support and produce this work for $2 a month. Go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Follow me on social media. I'd love to see you there at Dollemore and Twitter and Instagram, Threads, TikTok. Hey, Hank, why don't you reach out, brother? I'd love to get you on the show. We can talk about some things. It wouldn't be easy. It wouldn't be an easy interview. You'd be asked some hard questions, but why am I even doing it? You're a coward. An absolute, abject coward. The rest of you, I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.